Hello. So, tonight is December 3rd, and we saw West Side Story at the Pantages Theatre. It closes January 2nd. So, here we go. Let's get started. Kyle Harris and Allie
Ewald.
They were the Maria and Tony, and they were great together. They had really good chemistry. Their voices were beautiful together, and especially Allie, who played Maria, had a really beautiful voice.
We really liked how much energy the cast had in general. I mean, the audience was kind of like rocking out with them, and everyone in the room was just really with them, which is a nice thing to see from a tour cast because they tend to be tired in comparison to Broadway casts. And they were great. I really appreciated that.
Another thing we really liked was the dancing, which obviously it's kind of known for its dancing, but it was incredible. And something we both really liked was that instead of actual stage combat, like fighting each other, they would dance fight. And it was really beautiful the way they did that.
It was just creative and unique.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is my thing. I'm a huge Romeo and Juliet fan.
I'm not.
And a lot of people in the audience were like, oh, this is Romeo and Juliet, which I didn't know people didn't know about West Side Story. I always knew that. But I just absolutely loved that about it. I really enjoyed how Maria and Tony were just as detached from reality as Romeo and Juliet are in the original text. You know, Maria did not care about her brother dying. Oops, spoiler. Maria did not care about her brother dying. And in a sense, Romeo and Juliet or Maria and Tony are not real people. They're not real lovers, but they're tools in ending, like, the racial feud between the Sharks and the Jets. Mm-hmm. I just thought it was beautifully portrayed. I was in love with the idea. Yeah. Okay, more of the show is in Spanish than I expected it to be. The only other production of West Side Story I've seen was a high school production, which was at a very white high school that I went to. And then I saw the movie, which not as much of the movie is in Spanish either. And even though I couldn't understand a single word of the Spanish, it didn't bother me. It didn't, take me out of the play because the story is so universal, and that kind of goes back to the Romeo and Juliet thing.
Okay, so during this song called Somewhere, we all kind of stopped and we were like, where are they? And so we are going to ask you, where do you think they were?
What do you think was going on? This is my interpretation. I think that during Somewhere, the beautiful, soft, ballet dancing and the white background, the pure background, I think it's an impossible, realm of safety that, they think they're going to be able to have. They think it's going to be a reality, and it's not. And I think part of what drove that home for me is that the transgendered boy in the story is the one who sings the song. And for a little while, they accept him into into the Jets, and then he's kicked out, a couple hours later. And I think that just kind of drove the force home that he also is longing for this impossible reality that Tony and Maria were striving for, and it's just not going to happen for them. But we'll repost the question down here, and you can answer if you have an opinion, because we're totally open to other ideas.
Our favorite song was Officer Krupke, and Drew Foster, who played Action, was really good. The show, until that point, was going kind of slow, and that song just kind of picked things up, and it completely blew us away. So, yeah, go see this show. Don't bring your kids. There was a lot of kids there. I don't think it's as appropriate as many people expect it to be, so warning. Okay, so also one more thing, we got a Twitter, so we will link that below.
And on our Twitter, we'll talk about what shows we're going to go see, and we'll kind of live tweet while we're waiting for the shows to start. And
just
feel free to converse with us and debate with us and yell at us for our opinions, because we'd love to talk to you guys. No, that was sincere, though. So, bye.
Okay, goodbye.